Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show reviews. I am Jen Thépuppét, your resident Fabricant and commenter extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And today, I'm going to be reviewing episode 2 of Sweet Tooth, coming to you from Netflix, and of course this is based on the Jeff Lemire comic of the same name. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? Stick around because I have opinions. Sweet Tooth episode 2, entitled Sorry About All the Dead People, which is a very appropriate, I think is very appropriate for this particular episode, and you'll see later. But it finds, it finds Tommy Jeppard and Gus, aka Sweet Tooth and Big Man, making their way on the road, trying to get, in Jeppard's case, trying to get back to the market, and he's just got to get back out on the road, get his money up, get his food up, all that fun stuff. He's a survivalist. He's a mercenary, and Sweet Tooth, he just wants to get to Colorado because he has a picture that says his mom might be there. Woo! That kid is really, really, really naive and also very optimistic considering the state of the world. But he doesn't know that. He's been living on a mountain. All that said, it's all down to the two of them trying to find their way down. And of course, they, fortunately they find a place to kind of stay and, hole up. Because Sweet Tooth has a sweet tooth, and he he eats all of the food, and they end up having to find some place to find food, and they run across a family, and for the first time, Gus, he gets to see what the world is like around other people, what a family's like, what people treat people like him like, and not just with the Big Man. And so this really is kind of an episode of Gus slowly being acclimated to the world, and what people are like, and they the family they run into who are living in this this tourist what is it, a gift shop or what have you, on the side of a cliff. They're really nice, and he gets to experience all that, but he also gets to experience the opposite of the way people are acting, because Big Man has been saying, hey, people suck out there, and they'll kill you immediately. And in the previous episode, someone did try to poach him, and Jeppard did come to his rescue. And so we get treated to a really nice and awesome action sequence that really kind of showcases what Big Man is really about. And what he's about is beating the shit out of people, hardcore. It's pretty great. And also we see a little bit more of what Gus brings to the table. He apparently has daredevil senses, if you will. Really good hearing and smell and all that fun stuff. Really cool stuff. And I'd have to say some really cool and really nice emotional work on the part of the actor that plays Gus, and also his interaction with the little boy that's in the family. Kind of reminding us, I like to think, reminding us that prejudice really is taught. Kids, they don't automatically, just go straight to hating each other. But clearly there's a big prejudice against hybrid kids, and it's overcome by this young boy who doesn't have, somebody else to play with, and now he has Gus. At the same time, we also get a parallel story from a character from the previous episode, which was a doctor who witnessed the pandemic go down, and at the end of that episode, we saw that his wife got the disease. But here it is, about 10 years later, and she's still alive. And how's she still alive? Well, thanks to a doctor who provides some kind of serum or whatever that keeps her going. And in the process of the episode, it becomes the old doctor can't do it anymore, and hands it off to Aditya. I think I'm saying his name right. He's the doctor from the previous episode, to carry on the experiments with the incentive that he could keep his wife alive, or maybe even cure her. Probably not though. But you know what? Hope springs eternal. And all while that's going on, of course, we also see yet another character introduced named Amy, who is a loner and doesn't want to have anything to do with people, and has been alone during the entire pandemic, and takes upon herself, once a lot of people have died off, to go live at the zoo, the nearby zoo, and become a protector of animals and I guess garden or something. And at the end, of it, someone apparently sees that and trusts her with a hybrid child. So what does it all mean? Where's this all going? All of these things that are happening in this episode, and they're big things. They're going to be connected at some point. But what I do like about it is just, again, a very well balanced story where there's exposition and there's action. There's development of characters. There are plot threads that are being laid out, and at some point we will realize they're probably going to cross over and all that. We get some nice character work with Gus, as the world slowly unfolds before his eyes. Very gently, I have to say, with this with this particular family. We see the hauntedness of a big man, and we wonder, and I'd like to think that Sweet Tooth, aka Gus, he's reminding, Shepherd that he's not a monster that just looks out for himself and survival and everything. So it's a really nice little bit of character work in this episode. It appears though that dang it, where am I at? Let me get back to all my comments. There we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. As far as the presentation, once they're out of the woods, the surrealness that we saw in the previous episode, it seems to be, fading out a little bit more. It's a little more gritty. Things are looking a little more realistic, but everything is still very beautiful. There's just a lot of great picturesque scenery going on. There is on the part of Gus, and we're seeing most things more or less from Gus's standpoint, just a sense of awe and wonder at the world, of everything he doesn't know, and that the sense of wonder that seems to have been killed off by the plague and the way people responded to it. Everything's new to him, and I like to think it is contagious. not to make too big of a pun on it, but it is contagious. The world is apparently pretty shitty though, because there are literally some people that spot him, or they knew that he was around, and they tracked them all the way to this little place, and only to get murdered, to get beaten the shit out of by a big man. But and apparently there's also maybe there's a supernatural angle to this. We don't know where the hybrids come from, but it appears that Gus has some affinity towards deer, for whatever that means. The only complaint I really have about this, there's a couple. That as bad as supposedly this, human society is in the aftermath of this pandemic, things seem to be mostly okay. There's electricity somewhere around there, or somehow electricity is getting to this little remote little tourist place. They have food. There's money. There's there's military rations and money and stuff like that, and it seems not quite so bad as doesn't seem quite so bad as maybe they made it out to be. And beyond that, the animal CGI was a little bit weird, just a little wonky. It didn't look very real, but you know what? In this show, sometimes stuff really doesn't look real anyway. So it's not terribly egregious. So, but overall, I did like this episode quite a bit. Again, it's a little slower pace, but it does pick up. There is a variety to what's going on in the episode. All the people that are acting, their acting is on point. So I continue to really, really like this show. I really like the fact that it kind of veers away from the grim, dark aesthetic, and really kind of makes this a little more lighthearted, more adventuresome, less about the terribleness of people, and the Mad Maxification of the world, if you will. So I do like it. I suggest you continue to watch this pretty dang good show, Sweet Tooth on Netflix. So, what do you guys think about this episode, and what did you think about my review? Why don't you get down to the comments, let me know what you're thinking. And of course, you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. We can chop it up, talk about more Sweet Tooth. And hey, are you a member of the Super Not Funny Show family? What? You're not? Well, what are you doing with your life? Get down there, hit that subscribe button. While you're at it, hit that notification bell. It'll let you know when we drop new content. And we're doing that every week. New reviews, new reactions, and anything else that floats our pop culture boat. Like the Super Not Funny Show Supercast, where I and my friend Lottie, we talk about superheroes in movies, TV, video games, all that good stuff. We have a really good time doing that, so why don't you come and join us? All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks once again for joining me on this review of Sweet Tooth. Come back for the third episode review. It'll be a good time, I guarantee you. Until then, I've been Jen Thépuppét, your resident fabricant and commenter extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace!